Hey everybody, welcome back. I am glad you're all here. Today we are just going to do a little small business check-in for the month of April. I feel like I just did the March one like 4 days ago. If you are new here, my name is Anne and I make and sell barrettes and hair accessories, and I sell them on Etsy at Anne Gabriel Shop, and then on my own website, just annegabriel.com. And I'm spending a year trying to turn this like little side gig into a full-time business. And then I don't know, I just come on YouTube and like we talk and hang out. And then sometimes we're talking about small business, sometimes we do a little bit of crafting. It's kind of all over the place. But it's I'm like, it's my channel. I get to decide what I want to do. And that's why, hence, there's no March video. I think I did the check-in, and I don't even know if there was a video after that. But there's been so much going on here, and I have just discovered that I'm a person that if I am not really in the mood to make a video, I'm just not gonna make one. Like, my emotions are just like all over my face. Anyone who knows me knows that. And I was like recently watching, there was like two different YouTubers who were like a little under the weather and not in great moods. And they're like, but let's make a video anyways. And I was like, no, I don't know. Go take a nap or something. You don't have to make your video. But I think, you do kind of become a slave to like the YouTube algorithms. Because I mean, I can definitely see like my videos like fell off a cliff when I didn't post for like 2 weeks straight. So like I do kind of get that. I mean, maybe my problem is I should treat YouTube more as a business than just hanging out and like having conversations with myself. But I don't know. You know, I think people know when you are making videos you don't really want to be making. So anyways, I'm going to show you a couple Barrettes because it's always stupid for me to come on here and not show you the Barrettes I'm making. So this one's the Frida. It's in this blue. This is called the Lapis Blue. I love it. Looks a little dark on camera, but they're gorgeous. And the Frida Barrettes, people think they're for kids. And I mean, people definitely buy them for children. I'm not saying they don't, but they're really just made for like side wisps, or you have bangs. If you're ever just like, ugh, get this, this is the Barrette for you. And then, what else do we have here? These are the Amelias. These are probably the most popular barrette style I sell. They kind of harken back to like childhood for me, but they're beautiful and they're strong and they're sturdy and they won't pull out your hair. And then I have a couple new barrettes that I've made for my website. These are, I call them the Edith because they reminded me a little bit of like Edith Wharton, 1900s kind of New York opulency, like Art Deco type. And I made them in the silver and gold. And then you can buy either, they come in sets of two, so you either get 2 gold or 2 silver, or you can get 1 of each. Those are on my website. And then, let's see. There was one other one I was going to show you. One I was like messing with. That's not on my website, but that I was just testing. Oh, I think the white one's in my hair. Oh, no, that's an Edith one. But this is it. Oh, here's the white one. And then the same design as the Edith, but like without the cutout. And so this is the Barbie pink. And then here's one in this beautiful like ivory swirl. I think this I'm going to add to, I'm going to do a wedding, like a wedding day type, wedding barrettes in types of white. And I think I'm going to add that. It's so pretty. So anyways, let's throw that in. So that's what I sell. That's what I make. And I don't know why they're not a bigger hit, really, because they're beautiful. They're super well constructed. They don't pull your hair. They're made for adults. But I guess if you don't believe in your product, you shouldn't be trying to sell it. That's what I gotta say. But to me, there's like so much garbage being sold out there. This is like, these are like quality, you know? They're so great. Anyways, I wanted to tell you about two books today. So this is the first one, Mind Your Business, a workbook to grow your creative passion into a full-time gig. And when I was first coming on YouTube, um, whatever, 8 months ago, I bought this book off Amazon. I don't know how much it is, but I'll look it up. And it's really good. At the time, it was not the most useful to me because I had already made a lot of the decisions that this goes through. But I was just flipping through it again. And I think maybe I underestimated it a little bit because it starts very much from the beginning. So it starts with, you know, uh, why do I want to start a business? I guess I'll show you on my page. And what I already had a business, so it felt a little bit. Here are the supplies you need and the obstacles, and I already have the supplies, things like that. Like it just felt like I'd already worked through it. There's here's one about elevator speech. Though I've never written the elevator speech. I have written one for my real job. I'm a teacher, in case you didn't know. I teach. And I'm getting my PhD currently. And while we're on that subject, tonight is the night. Like, I go to University of Houston. I'm getting my PhD from the University of Houston. And tonight, they're playing the NCAA game against Florida for basketball. It's the championship game. So I just want to say, go Cougs. Like, probably, no, when you watch this, the game will already have been played. Because maybe I'll edit it tonight and just throw this up there tomorrow so YouTube knows that I am still actually on YouTube. But anyways, I'm very excited. So I get to watch it tonight. So go Cougs. I'm thrilled that they're in the final. They deserve it. They work so hard. And that Duke game, that was probably the best basketball game I've ever watched in my life. It was exciting from the moment it started. Okay, anyways. So, brand buzz. And so at the time, I just thought, well, I know the answers to most of these questions. But now that I'm looking at it, there's probably some things I could really go back and learn again. Here's the thing about mentorship. And as you can see, like, it gives you information. I mean, it's a well-crafted book. Her name is Alana Griffo, founder and CEO of Unique Markets. The pages are thick, so you can write on it without it bleeding through onto the next page. There's a lot of like really good questions. And so I'm going to give this a second look, throw it on the to-do list. But I'm going to give this a second look. But if you are kind of definitely in the beginning stages of moving your like small business, online, this is a great book. I highly, highly recommend. The other book I want to talk about is not really a book. It's a calendar. And it is This Maker's Yearbook 2025. And I bought this back in December because, I love a calendar, to be quite honest. But I think if you're teaching, if you love a calendar, you have to be a teacher, vice versa. Because there's like all the stuff you're teaching on a day, when assignments are being, assigned, when you're picking them up, when you're going to have them graded by. There's a lot of dates you got to keep track of on a course calendar. And so I knew wanted a calendar for my business. And this is the one I chose. And I think I actually got it from England, to be quite honest. I think it was shipped over here. And I believe it was about $80. I can go back and look. But it's very helpful. And you can see, it's divided up by month. And the beginning of the book talks a lot about like beginning steps also. So welcome and hello. And it starts off with like how and why to use this book, but then there's this whole section that's called like let's look back on 2024, which is always good. I'm a big fan of looking backwards. I do that in school a lot. We have to do a lot of reflection writing in my class. Hey, what are you doing? This is not the time for us to be playing around. We're making a video. Okay, so like year in review has a lot of questions. It says, what were your proudest moments? What were your toughest lessons? What were your big aha moments? Where was your business strong in 2024? Where was it weak? And there's a lot of stuff about like who is your customer and where do you want to go and why do you, and it also asks you questions kind of about your mental health because, and I think this is true, not, yeah, but I do think there's like a lot of pressure that small businesses put on themselves, like emotionally. It's hard not to get like bummed out when you're like your sales are down, and when your sales are great, it's like very validating. But when they're down, you're like, oh, why am I doing this? And anyways, it can be hard. It's also fun, but it can be hard. Okay, and then the second part is moving on to 2025, right? And it gives you a lot of like just hopeful information. But its main argument, right, is that you should pick a goal and then break down that goal into smaller steps. And then I'm going to open up March because March is where I fell off the wagon. So it's like totally empty. And then you break down your goals and then you put the 3 things you're going to do that day to move your business forward. And those are the 3 things you're going to do. And I love making a list and I love checking off my list, but also my list is sometimes like 40 items long. Like I have crazy lists and this is just 3 of them. So I take my crazy items of 40 and I do what it says. So it'll say at the beginning of March, for instance, it'll say like, here's your brain dump. So this is space for you to write your like 40 items that you want to get done. And then what it wants you to do is take one goal and then break down that goal into as many steps as it takes for you to get that one goal done. And then you take that information and move it into here. So it is very, very useful. So for March, I didn't make very much progress on my goals. I can tell you what I did do, but not towards the main goal. So for March, I put to do creating email on website because I have like an email. People are signing up for my email, and I've done nothing with that. And then also create a blog. And one of the reasons for having a blog, which I was like, who wants to start a blog? But you want to create things called backlinks, which is also on here. And backlinks are links from other websites to yours that make Google and other search engines realize that your website is like valid or like a real website and not just like a garbage website. That it's like a good, verifiable, strong website is if other websites or other things refer back to you. So if I post on YouTube and people click from YouTube, for instance, to my website, that would be like a backlink. And the more backlinks you have, the better it is. So, and one way you can do that is create blogs, and especially if you're like blog information then gets picked up by other things. You know how like people just steal and recycle information? Well, that can be slightly helpful for you. Okay, and then my last thing was influencer boxes. And then I have QVC Arrange Me and pictures on website. So none of that really happened. So I'm going to have to move all that stuff over onto April. And then I have a bunch of other stuff. I have some video ideas. I opened up a whole bunch of beads from Fire Mountain. And so I have a video for what to do with those beads. And then I also opened these barrettes that are worm barrettes from Temu, and I want to remake those into like legitimate barrettes. And then let's see, Google Merchant Center and Google Console. I'm actually on Merchant Center now. So my pastel barrettes, which are like kind of my Easter spring barrettes, those should be on Google Merchant Center. I don't know if they're like, last time I looked, they were still in the review phase. And so hopefully they've been approved. But in theory, you could then like Google the Edith Barrett and they should be available like on Google to buy. So that'll be exciting. And then Google Console, I've got now several pages of my SEO done, and I've had Google go and index them. So that's also very helpful. We're getting there. And then pictures. So pictures is like my big goal for April because everything hinges on pictures. Like I need better pictures for my website, and I need pictures of people in barrettes in my website that aren't just like me and my hair. I'm taking a picture of the barrettes in my hair. And so I have this idea. So what I'm going to do, I have two ideas. One of them is to like mail people a barrette, people I know, and say, here's a barrette for you. Please take a picture of it in your hair or 10 and send them to me. Thank you for being a friend. And then if you, people watching, you would like a barrette too, I can send you a barrette for free if you will take a picture of it in your hair. Since my YouTube is small, I am comfortable making that offer right now because there will be about 17 people who watch this video. And if you're one of those 17 and you would like a free barrette, then just reach out to me. You can email me at annegabrielshop@gmail.com and say you want a free barrette and give me your address, or maybe send it to someone you know who has great hair. But I will be harassing them for the picture. So let them know that if they get a free barrette, they will also be getting like a phone call from me or a text message being like, did you take that picture yet? So anyways, yeah, just reach out to me and give me your address and your phone number so I can harass you. And I would love to do that because I need barrettes in lots of different types of hair. But I need the pictures because if I go on to things like, if I put small business on the Amazon, if I do Range Me, or, for Google Console, I need lots of pictures that I just don't have right now. So that's my main goal for this month. Whew. All right. Sometimes I just gotta forget what I'm talking about. But anyway, so here's the Maker's Yearbook. I think this is a great purchase. Now, they also send me tons of emails. I will tell you, I think I get an email from them every day. And do I read them? No. I should read them because I think there's probably really valuable information in them, and I think they would be really helpful. But there's only so many minutes in so many days, and reading, it's one of the reasons why I haven't set up my own email for my own website, because it's like, I don't know if people read them. I don't know if it's a great use of my time. But I haven't read them, but I think that's also, I think like this book in correlation with those emails is probably, I mean, the book itself is a great value, but especially with the addition of those emails are probably really good. So, I mean, do as I do, not as I say, right? Or no, do as I say, not as I do. Anyways, this is really good. So I'm just giving you a thumbs up recommendation. I bought it in December, but I really wanted to work with it for a while before I recommended it. And I was doing well. I did, January and February, and March is where I fell off a bit. And now I'm coming back with April. And I haven't filled it out yet, but I'm going to fill it out tonight and figure out how to get my pictures. So that's great. That's great. All right. So that's where we stand with the business. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you will watch the Coup game. And That's all I gotta say. If you have any questions or suggestions, or if you have any recommendations for me, or if you want to help build this community of small businesses I'm trying to build, please let me know. If you've made it this far in my video and you are still watching, thank you very much. I hope you will like and subscribe, because those small things make a huge difference to small channels like mine. Okay, so thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.